I have a great idea,
But I'll
never do it. It might happen. Sure, the monkeys might fly out of my butt. I don't think so.
I don't see it happening.
Hey, it's me, Jon.
And me, Louise.
This is I Have a Great Idea, but I'll Never Do It, the show about the great ideas that we have that we're never going to do. Louise, how's it shaking? What's going on? How's that brain working these days?
I mean, that brain is firing on many cylinders.
Oh boy.
But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's my brain.
Have you been feeling motivated lately? Have you been feeling like there's been an extra surge of mental juice?
No,
Not at all.
it's the right amount of juice.
The right amount of juice for what?
Existing.
Okay.
So this is like a sub-tangent before we even get started.
Oh my God, bring it on.
I was on the social platform and I saw a thing that was like, hey, you know what more therapists need to say to their clients and just hammer home? We don't always need to be improving.
Mhm.
Sometimes we can just be, and sometimes we can just be for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
That's the right amount of juice for me right now.
I agree. I kind of just want an absolute shutdown of the noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I need a proper brain vacation. Not just go someplace to do something or sit in a different place, but
Right.
like a true slow simmer.
Okay. I wasn't going to do this, but I have an idea that dovetails, I think, really well from what you're saying.
Okay.
This is a societal decision that we all need to make. And I'm
Okay.
talking worldwide. No exceptions. Everybody has to agree to do this. We dedicate, I think that it makes sense to do like 2 days where it's a get it done day. And what I'm thinking is like, because clearly things need to keep operating, like people still need to be making sure that like systems are running and things like that. So those people clearly can't have the same get it done day, which is why I'm thinking that there needs to be 2 days. That's like the A shift and the B shift.
Okay.
And then, so it's like, you know, if you're, I'm trying to think of, I actually wrote it down. You could split it up by 2 days and you can do it by the first letter of your name or something like that. So, you know, if your name begins, you know, A through M and then, you know, so on and so forth. And so it's just a day where you can't work. You have to just dedicate that day to taking care of the paperwork. There's no news that day. Like there's just nothing. Like social media networks go silent for a day. Television, everything closes for a day. Everything shuts off. Well, I guess 2 days. And so, yeah, you it's just meant to get that stuff done because I've got piles of things that are just like, I'll take care of this when I have the bandwidth for it. And it's not about like a time thing because there are certain times where it's just like, I technically could pick that up right now, but am I mentally capable of dealing with that right now? No.
I have a dovetail on this similar, and it was what I was doing right before this podcast.
Oh, let's hear it.
And we were talking, and I was like, what was I talking about? And you were like, I don't know. And I was like, me either. Let's just pod. Okay, I remember what it was. On my days off, my mom has been coming over to my house to do laundry because she has a laundry room. And I'm like, don't pay for a laundry room. You can just do laundry for free at my house.
Yeah. How the tides have turned.
Right? So she comes over to do her laundry, and we pick one section of my house. And I don't even mean like a bedroom. I mean, like, we have a catch-all basket in the kitchen. We have a cabinet downstairs in what we call the playroom, but it's for adults too.
Everybody can play.
It's for everybody can play. And there's a cubby in that toy room that has like old Bath and Body Works lotion, an old makeup bag from when I would do shows all the time, like an old like Ace bandage from when I like messed up my knee a little bit and my ankle. And we pick a section and we totally Marie Kondo it. Like we take everything out and we sort through it and we say thank you and we release it, or we put it back. And it's like, I can't do like a whole room. Yeah. That's too many hours and I don't have the bandwidth. But it's like, is there a deadline or a timeline on this? No. I need to sort of sort this stuff out because we basically moved into our house, put crap in cabinets, and then walked away from it, and now we've lived in our house for 4 years? Yes. So we are doing little teeny tiny get it done days.
Right. Yeah.
And it's much, 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 much more enjoyable to do it together.
Absolutely.
Than for me to do it by myself.
There's a certain satisfaction that comes with like standing in a room and looking around and just being like, okay, everything is the way that it should be. I know that you're talking about not doing like room by room, but like doing, pocket by pocket. And, but, to look at that basket, that catch-all basket, and to say, oh, okay, well, those, random notices I get from my credit card company that are just telling me that like they received my payment, even though I signed up for paperless everything, they still send me stuff. Okay, that's thrown away, but I kept it just in case it had something on it that I needed, that like if I got rid of it, then I'd somehow be audited by the IRS and then I wouldn't have that one piece of paper. Anyway, so being able to look at those baskets, those trays, everything, those surfaces. I have a cabinet where I toss some stuff where I'm just like, I can't deal with this right now. And then just, I look at that and I'm just like, okay, I know that there's nothing in there that's like a right now thing, but you never know. And it's going to be so good to clear that out.
We also have multiple areas, and one of them is the catch-all basket in the kitchen, where we will put a thing on the way to the garbage. As an example, my child is in love with goodie bags. And I'm not talking about the contents of the bag. I'm talking about the bag. So she will say things to me like, where's Kellen's goodie bag? Which means a child that she goes to daycare with whose birthday is in November.
Yeah.
And she is still carrying around this yellow paper container of favors with none of the favors in there. Now there's new things. And so every now and then when Chris and I are cleaning up after her, we will be like, okay, let's put this thing in the basket. Right. And if she doesn't ask about it for a good long time, we'll just ever so like slyly put that in the garbage. And lo and behold, 9 times out of 10, within 3 weeks, she will be like, hey, where's that frog I got from the dentist? And I'm like, ugh. But I didn't totally throw it away yet. And I know that that's like very, very generous to her. But also my psychology came from, I would go away to like summer camp and come back, and my room will have been like totally Marie Kondoed, and my mom will have changed the paint color without asking. And I'm a teenager at this point, and I'm like, where's my stuff? And she's like, oh, I threw it out. And I'm like, that's mine.
How dare you?
I know, but now she helps me with my catch-all baskets. Yeah. So anyway.
First of all, also as a parent of a small child, it's not happening as much now, but definitely when she was littler, more around your kid's age, there were a lot of those moments where she'd get some sort of container. It could be a bag, it could be a box, but like there'd be the weirdest crap in there, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's in there. It's the container. And you look in there and it's just like, I don't know, a hair clip and a piece of lint and an eraser. And that's like, she's not looking for the hair clip. She's looking for the container.
Right. Or sometimes, like with my child, like it looks like mishmash
Right.
garbage. And to her, like, that's my treasure.
I was working on something.
Right. But yeah, get it done day. I like it. You know what?
Cool.
I don't even think things have to shut down, because if you do it in shifts, it can still just perpetually be running.
Right. But I feel like in order for it to work, you need social media to shut down.
Yes.
Because like it's a distractionless day.
Yes. I like it. We could all use a little bit of that anyway.
We all really need it.
Yeah. Whether you have the bandwidth to actually get anything done, we should still shut down the socials. I'm
telling you,
for
you know,
fun.
I as part of my work I do for money, so in case you don't know, hi, I'm John. and I used to produce television shows. I've produced like a lot of short form content, and then also kind of like what we do here, I produce podcasts and I consult for organizations that are working on like podcast media projects, things like that. And I have one client where part of what I do, just because it's like something that they need that I'm capable of doing, is managing their social media marketing, because a lot of it is content creation for social media. And so it's a pretty easy lift. And it is an organization. It's local here in Portland, Oregon. It's a local place, but it's a very progressive and forward-thinking organization. And we're recording this on January 24th, 2025, and there's been a lot of discussion about, it feels really gross to be still in the metaverse, posting stuff on Instagram, advertising on Facebook. But the fact of the matter is that there isn't an easier and more cost-effective solution that makes it so that you can just, click, click, click. I've got my ad up and it is ready to go and it is doing its thing, and I can track its progress and I can see how many people are clicking on the button. And like, there just isn't anything else like that. And it's yet. And maybe this is our challenge for everybody out there, but it's like, we got to dethrone this thing and make it be like a truly, unique platform. And we've started to, like, literally yesterday was our first post on Blue Sky, and it's going to be a shift to get people to kind of migrate over there. And also we're going to be doing a lot of more like local specific advertising that won't be as reliant. Of course, it's probably going to be giving money somehow to like Amazon or something, just from like media hosting and all of the other things that these companies do. But at least part of the money will also be going to another local organization. That said, we live in hell.
Yeah. Pete, you asked me right before we started, like, how are you? And I was like,
No, Louise, we need to, after we press stop on this, you and I need to have a talk.
I love it. I love it. True connection. I love it.
Yeah. Well, also before we started, you told me that you were tinkering around mentally with something that was a societal thing. Does that at all flow?
Yeah. It can kind of flow. Yeah, here's the gist of it. You know how around the holidays, it's a little bit like a post-holidays idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I am in desperate need of like a compilation album music for taking down decorations and getting out of the spirit, because getting into the spirit is like really joyful. It's like kind of like the anticipation of it is really beautiful. There's a lot of like nostalgia that's involved, but I am in need of a la, I don't know if you've ever heard A Very Special Christmas. The album covers, they were huge in the 90s.
Okay.
The album covers have Keith Haring art on the front of it. And
Okay.
it's like, you know, a bunch of different artists over multiple genres doing covers of Christmas songs. So there's like Tom Petty, Randy Travis, Run DMC.
Okay.
And they're all, and so a la A Very Special Christmas, a la Live Aid,
Mm-hmm.
I need, let's put all that stuff away, compilation album. So like you could be, you know, somebody like Cyndi Lauper still pounding it out and being awesome, or like Joni Mitchell, and also somebody like Death Cab for Cutie, who was huge when I was in college. You could, if we have any younger listeners, and then you could also have like Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift, if you know, and it's all one album spanning multiple genres with, even if it is sort of melancholy in mood, something that I can gravitate to on a different sense than just put this crap back in boxes silently.
Are there any Christmas songs that are about it not being Christmas anymore? Like 363 days till Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And because everybody kind of puts things away at different times,
Yeah.
like, I'm not sure if people who don't celebrate Christmas know this. John.
I have never been a Christmas celebrator.
Right.
Yeah.
But like the song The 12 Days of Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
day one is Christmas.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
But like, I think
if you're going to be a purist about it.
Right. I'm like, I think some people also think that like on the 12th day of Christmas, it's Christmas, and like the other gifts are
It's
kind
like
of
January
like
4th.
in the right. And if you're like in the Orthodox Greek calendar, like their Christmas is like at a different time than like cultural Christmas. Anyway, I feel like, yeah, there needs to be some sort of societal, that is something we need. Let's all contribute, and we can have volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4. It's like endless volumes of now's the time.
So these
when
are
we put the stuff in boxes, now's the time. Like, you know, whatever.
Okay. So are you talking about existing songs that give the vibe of now it's time to pack
No.
stuff up? So new songs. Okay.
Yeah.
So I love
with different
this.
styles, different vibes. Like,
I love this, but here's the thing is that I feel like when I'm picturing people taking down decorations, I'm hearing like montagey jock jam music.
Oh.
So I feel like there's at least
Put it
for
in.
me,
Put
at
it
least
in
for
there.
me, there's a vibe of like we're getting stuff done and we're gonna make it happen, and like there's kind of this revved up energy, and also makes
But
me
I
think.
need that.
We haven't had a jock jam in a long time.
We haven't.
Where are the whoop there it is?
Yeah. Where are those?
Yeah.
We
They're
need
done.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that would be a good thing to have, where it's like, yeah, get it done. It's your get it done day. And
Yeah.
maybe get it done day is, December 28th. Understanding that if you're a purist about Christmas, the 12 days of Christmas, so on and so forth, Greek Orthodox, there's a different situation. But I don't know if you are Greek Orthodox and you are celebrating Christmas, what your decoration situation is like. I can't imagine that it's, candy canes and, giant inflatable snowmen.
Also, like, having lived in New York City for 20 years, people would still be putting Christmas trees out for like trash collection or whatever into March. And
Really?
I'm like, because I had a dog who really liked marking on that stuff. But it's like, you guys, this is a super fire hazard to have this dead tree in your house for this long. But also, I don't know what you're going through. And if you needed that twinkling light and you needed that, like, joy in your house, that decoration, then great. You do you. I'm not here to judge. I just know that when I'm taking it down, there's a bit of me that longs to have a different little brain sensation tingle, like an auditory sensation that's getting its fix from a thing that, sometimes it's like, I'm ready to take it down. But it doesn't make the putting away of it any less mundane.
Yeah.
So it's like, if the whole music industry culturally could like make these compilations,
Sure.
I'd buy those albums.
Wow, and buying an album is not something that you see that much these days. So one album sold.
Album sold.
Pre-release.
Yep.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like as soon as, let's say, October 1st hits, Halloween decorations start going up. And then
before.
I'm giving it,
Okay.
benefit of the doubt. So Halloween decorations going up early fall, basically late summer, early fall. Here in Portland, there are still Halloween decorations up.
I love
it at certain houses. And so it seems to me that the Halloween decorations get put away at the same time that like holiday decorations go up.
It's a swap out most of
It's
the
a
time.
swap out. Yeah, November is a swap out month. And after that, they're like, nobody decorates their house for Valentine's Day. Some people for St. Patrick's Day, but that's, the Irish, maybe are doing that. And we don't really have very many, like, you have your very American-y holidays. 4th of July, you get
Memorial
some
Day.
decoration, but that's like a flag.
Right.
2 flags tops. And you really don't get that much until it's Halloween again. So is the solution, could a solution also be a different kind of a swap out where it's like we have more of those event-y days sprinkled throughout the year? And honestly, as somebody who doesn't celebrate Christmas, never have, I don't have that. And I feel like because I'm not in the practice of doing that, I'm less likely to do like Halloween-y decorations, even though I think it's a lot of fun. I'll do like a window decal kind of a thing, but that's like an easy like bloop, and then you just peel it right off when you're ready. I'm not putting up lights. I'm not, doing too much. I might put a pumpkin outside, that's fun. But because I'm not in the practice of it, I'm not doing a lot of decoration swap outs the way that, a lot of other people are. So if there were probably, every 2 months a different, because we have October 31st, December 25th-ish, because let's face it, it's that whole chunk of time.
But also, side note, like, it's even just to like pagan bleak midwinter. Like, lights
totally.
outside when it's dark at 4:30 p.m.
Yeah.
really help.
Oh, I absolutely agree. It helps with driving, being able to just like see things as long as the lights aren't too egregious. It's just like, oh, I like these lights in a tree. I think are really nice. Yeah,
shrubbery
for sure. I don't think that you need to do the whole like decking out your house kind of thing. You know what I don't like? I don't like the big inflatable things.
I don't like those either.
Yeah, it feels like a half-assed, I don't know, just generating more plastic trash and waste. I don't know. Anyway.
I always think about, too, what happens when you have like a super, super, super crazy, like windy, wet weather, but it's not snow. It's not like a blizzard. Then your inflatable is just waterlogged and deflated on your lawn, killing your grass, and also like too wet for air to blow it up.
Right.
Just gross. Just gross.
Gross. Yeah, I'm just not crazy about them. If you do them
Swampy.
to each their own, and maybe you have some experiences where, it's proving us wrong, in which case, write to us, greatideapod@gmail.com. You can also
Please.
call us and leave a voicemail on our hotline, 304-804-IDEA. And if you have a great idea that you will never do, we'll play it on the show and talk about it. On our last episode, Louise, I have an update for you. We talked about a Kickstarter campaign for a device called the Pet Minda.
Yeah.
And it is an outdoor, I guess like a plussed up dog crate that is for people who are, out with their dogs and they need to go into a store where dogs aren't allowed, rather than just, tying their leash up onto a thing. It's a climate controlled situation. And we shared our thoughts about this Kickstarter campaign that we saw. And we talked about it on the show. And I got to say, Remo from Pet Minda commented on our Spotify episode and said, "Hi guys, want to thanks for your feedback on Pet Minda. I'm the project manager." Hey! So Remo, hey, what's up? Thank you for being a cool ideasman and sharing your thoughts for Pet Minda with the world. We hope that the campaign has been going well. And I was thinking about it because the other day I went to a grocery store and there was a dog that was tied up outside, and a woman was walking past and she looked at me and she said, "He looks cold."
Oh.
And I was like, if there was a Pet Minda here, he'd be comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think that it's cool that people are out there thinking of these things and trying to make the world better for our pets. And Louise, you know what I did?
What?
I went ahead and I scrolled through Kickstarter again, and I found another campaign that I would love to talk about with you. Should we watch the video, and for our listeners out there, listen to the video?
Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Ian Sanders, and this is the traditional way to eat cereal right here. Get your favorite cereal, you pour it into a bowl, get milk, and you pour it into the cereal. Now this is the best part about cereal. You got warm cereal, really cold milk. That's the best bite right there. It's warm, it's crunchy, it's cold, all at once. It's like a brownie and ice cream all together. Perfect. This right here is the Easy Cold Crunch spoon with the easy screw-on cap. It's as simple as screwing on this cap, feeding the hose down into the milk, pressing a button, scoop your cereal, press the button, hold it down, dispense the milk, and take a bite. Have that warm crunch, cold milk every time. The best part of cereal. To show the difference between this spoon and the traditional way of eating milk in cereal, this one has been sitting here for 4 minutes. 4 minutes. And it's all soggy, no more crunch. You don't want to be rushed eating your cereal. You want to have a beautiful cold crunch every time. Say no to soggy cereal and say yes to cold crunch, the world's greatest spoon. Help us bring this spoon to life. We're gonna, with your money and your help, we will fix the design, make it more clean, get rid of the batteries, have a top cap, get rid of all these wires, no more tape, cleaner design on the spoon, make it longer, make it perfect for everyone. Help us get this spoon out to the world. Thank you.
Okay.
This man is
Yeah.
a hero.
Is a hero.
Yes.
Okay, tell me everything. Tell me everything that you're thinking right now.
Okay. What I feel like needs to also help with the design is there needs to be a separate glass or cup where you pour the milk serving into and then put the lid on. I don't need the whole gallon of milk on the counter every time that I want to use this device. I need the proportioned amount. And then if I need to refill the proportioned amount, I can.
Okay.
But
like a little reservoir.
yes, I don't need the whole gallon out of the fridge while I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I love this. And when he first said, you've got the warm cereal and the cold milk, I was like, you've lost me, friend. I don't get you at all. But
warm cereal? Is he like toasting his Fruity Pebbles before he puts them in the bowl?
It's gotta be like room temp.
I don't understand the warm cereal thing.
No, it made me think like he was an old man trying to eat grape nuts or something.
Yeah, if those room temp Fruity Pebbles feel warm to him, then he should see his doctor.
Right. But the perfect bite, every time, 4 minutes, say no to soggy cereal. He's got everything. A tagline, an idea. Like, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So just so you know, at the day of this recording, January 24th, there are 17 days left on the Kickstarter. There are only 6 backers at $125 pledged of $27,000 goal.
Wow.
And this is Ian Sanders in St. Louis, Missouri. So I looked up Ian and I only found a Facebook page, and there was a video on it where he is talking about a little contraption that he and his dad made, and it has something to do with fishing. I'm not in that world. I don't know what it is, but it looks like a 3D printed thing that you screw on the top of a bottle of something and it portions things out easier. So clearly they've got the like screwing things onto a cap thing down. One of the things that I'm wondering about this situation is that it relies on a very particular style of milk container. And so I think that this is where your portioning thing comes from, because it makes better sense for it to maybe screw into like a mason jar or like something where it's like a more universal thing, something that's glass that's better for the environment, easier to clean, rather than, sticking it onto something where it's like if you have a paper carton, which is better for the environment, then, it's not going to work with that. Is it just going to dangle on the top? I don't know.
If you've got multiple people in your family that have different dietary needs.
Sure.
Like a friend of mine is lactose intolerant and his wife and his daughter are not. And then I have a friend who her baby is a little past 1, so supposed to be drinking cow milk. However, when she was breastfeeding and would have dairy, the baby would have severe allergic reactions.
Yeah.
So the whole time she was breastfeeding, she couldn't have dairy. And if you have a separate reservoir, you can like dial in what kind of liquid is complementing your cereal.
Sure. Yeah.
So Ian, just add a reservoir.
I think that there's a lot of progress that can be made here. I think that this also it's for a very specific type of cereal eater, and
it's for every cereal eater. What do you mean?
Okay, it's not for the cereal eater who likes to have
soggy cereal.
Listen to me, Louise. Please do not interrupt. There is a special joy that comes, and in the video he's demonstrating using Fruity Pebbles, but that Fruity Pebble milk that collects at the bottom, where it's like a new type of cereal milk that, there are bakeries and stuff that sell like this, like a flavored milk that is supposed to emulate this kind of cereal milk. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is another one where it's like you get that cinnamon sugar milk. So it is maybe not for that type of cereal consumer. Yeah, I don't know. Also, I feel like you mentioned grape nuts earlier. I like grape nuts, and they rely.
We're old now.
That's true.
Did you like grape nuts when you were 14?
I don't think I had them when I was 14, but that's beside the point. But I think that those rely on a certain amount of time being saturated in your milk of choice.
They do.
To get to be the consistency that makes them edible.
That's right.
So this is an appointment only, cereal eating experience where you're eating something where it's like, if it is soggy, then it's not going to be enjoyable at all. That said, I mean, like I'm not really even a cereal eater anymore. I feel like I'm living a post-cereal life.
I love cereal.
I feel like as a snack, it's good, but I can't do the like breakfast thing anymore.
Okay, here's where the real magic happens. Are you ready for this?
Tell me.
I have a specific peanut butter jar that is for cereal, and then a different peanut butter jar that's for like baking and sandwiches. And the cereal jar, here's how it works. You put your cereal in the bowl, you put the milk in the cereal, you take your spoon, you dip it into the peanut butter, and then you go and retrieve the milk and cereal. So every bite has a gigantic bite of peanut butter in it.
A glob of peanut butter.
It's magical.
I need to try this sometime.
Okay. It's great with Kix. It's great. It's better with Cheerios.
I haven't had a Kix in a very long time.
Real good.
I could see it being good with Cheerios because they're not flavorless, but they're like a very neutral flavor.
Yeah.
And so to have that little like boost of peanut butter, I think
you know
is
what
really
else
good.
they're good with? Special K with strawberries. You know what else they're good with? Which in college was my favorite cereal, Smart Start.
What is Smart Start?
It's like an adult, healthier Frosted Flake, kind of. Okay. But peanut butter on this, like, magic. My child is currently very into Lucky Charms.
Okay.
Which she gets as an afternoon snack without milk. Cheerios is the only cereal she will eat with milk, but she doesn't do the peanut butter thing like I do yet. But
No,
yeah,
that's more for adults.
Yeah, that's more for adults. I love cereal. You know what my favorite was in college too? My second favorite, but it's like I didn't often afford it.
Tell me.
Cracklin' Oat Bran. And that is like
Wait
an old person cereal.
I was going to say, you're saying that we're old now?
Yeah.
Talking about grape, that's Cracklin' Oat Bran?
But listen, though, you're talking to a girl who in college on Friday nights would have vacuum parties with my roommates. Like, I was not a typical college
Louise,
kid.
We met we met our first day of college, and let me tell you, I don't have to tell you, let me tell our audience, let me tell our listeners and our viewers on YouTube and Spotify a little something about the ingenuity of this person that's on the other side of the screen from me. Louise, if we, for some reason, were going out to eat somewhere, which was not a common thing, but sometimes we would, and you would get a glass of water with a lemon in it and take a sugar packet and make lemonade at the table.
Right. That's right. You know what? Yes. Yes, and.
I think about this all the time, Louise.
I will say to you that this dovetails perfectly into challenges. Because do you remember what you challenged me to last time?
Non-alcoholic beverages.
Non-alcoholic bevs.
Okay, let's hear. What's your idea for non-alcoholic beverages?
Okay, here it is, plain and simple. We don't do enough pageantry and we don't do enough mixing with non-alcoholic bevs. Here is an example. As a kid who got sick in elementary school and would stay home from school and my mom would make chicken noodle soup, I would get halvesies, OJ, and 7-Up in a cup. It was like not something you had on the regular. It was only when you were sick. That was delicious. Delicious. I will go a step further and say when you have alcoholic drinks that are kind of like special but not fussy, I'm talking dark and stormy, G&T, it's like, rum and Coke. It's 2 ingredients. We put them together. A little something special happens. We need non-alcoholic bevs with like garnishes.
Oh,
like, it would be delightful to have, a fresh wedge of lime, and an umbrella with your Diet Coke. Sometimes.
Oh, so you're just talking about like any beverage that's non-alcoholic,
Any bev.
just jazzing it up.
You know what's fun too? If you have a soda stream and you make it vanilla flavored sparkling water and you do different ratios of apple cider and vanilla sparkling water, chef's kiss. So all I'm saying is we don't have to get crazy with like shakers, with like stirring, with like
Got
ice
it.
cubes.
So
I'm
you're not
just
talking
saying,
mocktails. You're talking
No.
Yeah.
Two
Okay.
and done. 2 ingredients and maybe a garnish or some pageantry. We could even do like a rind of lime
Ooh, a rind.
on something. Just make it a little jazzier. Just throw an umbrella in, a little curly straw.
Yeah.
This is all. We don't have to reinvent the wheel here. Just
know
a
what-
little, just
you
a
know
little
what garnish I
fun
like?
partnering.
You know what garnish I like? It's those little, it's like a slice of citrus that's dehydrated.
I was just gonna say, I love a candied ginger.
A candied ginger, that's another. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah, I feel like a candied ginger with like some sort of cola kind of beverage, that'd be good.
Ginger ale.
Well, yeah, ginger ale.
It would be great. But yeah, like just we got to do some experimenting. If they can make cran grape, cran apple, cran raspberry, cran whatever, like ocean spray in every flavor, we can get a little creative.
You know
Throw a
what?
little pamplemousse sparkling water into there.
You know, I love the look of a martini, and I think a lot of that comes with your toothpick that has either olives on it or like little onions and things like that. But there's not a regular beverage that doesn't include alcohol that like suits itself for that mode.
A little pageantry.
And so, yeah, I wonder what would go well with that like briny olive situation. I don't know. I'd love to find it though.
Me too.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun challenge. I love a pickle.
I love a pickle. A cornichon.
Yeah. A gherkin?
A gherkin. Wow. Just a big plunk dill pickle in there. Just a gigantic deli style pickle.
You don't know.
Well, that's kind of a fun thing too, is, you're out at a bar and there's like the pickleback shots where it's like the pickle juice is, really the star of the show. And why don't we do that with anything non-alcoholic?
Right.
Yeah.
Also, guess what I just learned? I didn't know this before, but I learned that you know how James Bond
I'm
wants
familiar with the guy.
right? He wants his martini shaken, not stirred. Do you know why?
Okay, so I feel like I heard somebody talk about this because he's not sophisticated. He's kind of a dirt bag from the streets.
No. Get this. When you stir
Mm-hmm.
a cocktail, you are creating like a total melding of the flavors.
Okay.
And it becomes one thing. But when you shake it, the water content in the ice that's cooling the mixture remains separate and floats above the alcohol. So when he asks for his martini shaken and not stirred, it's to keep the alcohol and the water separate. So when he sips it, he's drinking water. So the rest
Interesting.
of the people around him are getting drunk and he's remaining sober until he drinks the whole martini. But so he's like able to
I've
be
never
a
heard
better
that one.
spy.
Is that in the books?
No, but a bartender was talking about why
Oh.
you would shake versus stir
See, now
a specific drink.
I heard that he would get them shaken because he's not sophisticated. He's a bit of a bruiser, and he doesn't have as refined a palate to have the stirred drink, because when you shake it like bruises the alcohol, and he's a rough around the edges kind of guy, kind of presenting himself as a sophisticated guy. So that's the theory that I heard.
Okay. My theory that would
I
be
like yours, though.
He's staying a little bit more sober than the people around him for a little bit longer
Yeah.
to get the information out of them or whatever, just like totally elevates like another step of spy for me. But I mention this because perhaps this goes into
and
non-alcoholic bevs also.
and I think it'll also kind of go into my challenge as well. But I do like that. That's interesting. I do wonder then why he wouldn't just be like, hey, give me water in a martini glass with 3 olives in it.
Right. Well, that's his younger brother, Jimmy.
Jimmy Bond, played by Woody Allen in the 1967 Casino Royale, the satire, the spoofy James Bond movie. Johnny Bond. So,
Johnny.
You challenged me refrigerators.
Yes.
And I was so glad that you challenged me to that because this is something that I think about a lot because I don't even know how old it is, but it's not like a new fancy refrigerator. And that is big and loud. And I am not a big and loud person. And I would much prefer something that has a lot smaller capacity that's quiet. And yes, I know mini fridges exist. Yes, I know there's like apartment size, there's shallow, there's counter depth refrigerators. Wonderful. Love it. I don't need refrigerators with all the newfangled, like you can see what's inside because it's just like, I don't care. I don't need it to play music. I don't need it to show me pictures. That's my kitchen. It's fine. What I would like, because I feel like refrigerators are just like, they're too much. They're always in the way, at least from my experience. So yes, we do have the refrigerators where you can match the paneling to your cabinetry paneling. I'm talking about, let's make cabinets that are refrigerated.
I love it.
So this is my sauce cabinet. Because I don't like, on my refrigerator door, that's where I have my sauces. They're always clanging around when I open the thing. They're falling down. If I just have my, shallow depth cabinet that has all of its circuitry in there and it's Freon and whatever else that makes stuff cold, I just have that. And I feel like it would cut down on the amount of electricity I'm using because I am not using all of my refrigerator. And yes, this is very much a me thing because I do not live in a household with 6 people where there's all sorts of leftovers and meal planning and all that kind of stuff. I'm a divorced dad. I've got cans of sparkling water. I have sauces and I have just what I need to get through the few days. Also, I live in a city. I can walk 2 blocks to 2 different grocery stores. So I'm not stocking up. So I just want cabinets. I want a clean looking kitchen where it's just, storage cabinets. Some of them are refrigerated.
That's love this. I love
Thank
this.
you.
So Chris and I recently, 2 years ago, redid our kitchen, and one of the things that the designer.
Oh, I remember. I was your tile fact finder.
That's right. Because we did handmade mom and pop ceramic tiles, and needed the assistance of you to match our countertops.
Well, I just happen to live really close to the manufacturer of these tiles. You live in New York. I live in Portland. And wouldn't you know it, I could just pop into the place and
just pop right over.
And I got a little sample box of the tiles. I was able to go to a place that had the kind of countertop that you were getting.
It was magical.
It was so much fun. I loved doing that. Go on. You were telling
That's amazing.
Your story.
Oh, but one of our designers was like, and do you want a beverage drawer? And I was like, a beverage drawer? And she was like, yeah, so that you don't have to put your cans of soda and your bottled water in the fridge, taking up space in the fridge. And I was like, I absolutely do not want that because we don't consume bottled water.
Right.
Because we happen to be in a place that has water that is drinkable, and so we do.
Also, we live in a society now where, and hey, hold it up right now. You've got a little vessel, a little, thermos type of situation that you put water in. And we have water filters.
Yeah.
And so we should not be doing bottled water unless it's an absolute emergency.
Or if you live in a part of the country that has the water been deemed unsafe, Flint, Michigan.
Unsafe, yes.
That's a different sort of scenario. But I think the cabinetry up above, because I agree with you. I whip open the door to my refrigerator and things are clanging around.
Yeah.
And not like random stuff that I use and stuff that I use often. And it would just be so much more efficient to not open a door that's as big and hold it. Like even when you're unloading your groceries, let's say, you can prep the stuff on the counter and then open the tiny door, put the two things in, close it. Next station, open the tiny door, put the stuff in, close it. This could also like really, really inspire a lot of really wonderful teamwork, because sometimes I feel like when my husband and I, or vice versa, try to help the other one put groceries away, we inevitably are always in the other person's way, making it harder for them to do the thing. Whereas if you have like a wall of cabinets and they're shallow and different things go in different ones, you've got the one person putting away the strawberries and the other person putting away the Szechuan sauce, or I don't know. Like, I don't know. But like,
I love it when you give examples.
The mango chutney. And the milk. No, but yeah, I love it. That's great.
Yeah, some of the other things that I was thinking was like horizontal aligned refrigerators for people who can't be reaching up and things like that, more accessible stuff. You'd have to design your whole kitchen around this type of thing, and I could see that being an issue.
But it can be done.
Yeah, and also it's like there are solutions. I mean, mini fridges. There are some that are like really plussed up and, not like college dorm mini fridges. There's just a lot of other areas you can go in. One of the first thing I thought of was just like a freaking quiet fridge for once, because I'm not in my kitchen right now, and I just heard that thing click on, and it's just like, oh my God, I can hear it from over here. That is not good.
I wonder if a lot of little ones would make it quieter or louder.
Well, yeah, I don't know. What would you say that you have a loud fridge?
No.
You have probably a pretty new fridge if you just redid your kitchen.
It's brand spanking new.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, you're going to get rid of that giant boat of a fridge that you could put 6 Thanksgiving turkeys in.
Yeah.
And we were like, yes, it's too big and it's cumbersome and it's an eyesore and we don't need it. So we got rid of the previous owner's fridge.
Right.
In lieu of a smaller fridge that is much more efficient and wonderful for our family.
Yeah, I need to send you a picture when we're finished with this of the inside of my refrigerator, and you're going to be like, oh, are you okay? Like, is everything...
No, I'm going to send you the same picture. I went grocery shopping this morning.
Oh, okay. I could tell you everything that's in my fridge right now, probably down to the amount of sauce that's in each bottle. Same.
It's like, how did I just go to the grocery and spend X amount of dollars and come home and this is it?
Well, like when I go visit my parents and I look inside of their refrigerator, I'm just like, when are you using this stuff?
What is this?
Yeah, what is this tub of thing over here that I like? What even is? How old is this?
Also, side story, my mom is a big, big champion of putting things in containers that aren't for them.
I thought you were going to say that she's a big champion of pudding.
Oh, she loves pudding. Good for her. No, she loves Jell-O. No, she does. She's a Midwestern lady and she loves Jell-O.
Okay, bringing it back to the college days. If we're talking, early 2000s, late 90s, somebody's AOL screen name.
That's right.
Ahem.
It's me.
Jell-O related.
That's right. Gren Jell-O 8. That's it. And all the greens were taken, and I was not about to have like 10 E's in green.
But so you went Gren.
So Mare will have like a margarine container,
Yeah.
a Cool Whip container, and a jelly jar.
Right.
And in the jelly jar will be grapes, and in the Cool Whip container will be, I don't know, roast beef and gravy. And in the butter container will be peas and carrots. It's like none of the
How do you know
stuff.
what anything is?
This lady is an enigma. But
So
that's
she's
what her
able to
fridge looks
mentally
like.
keep track of what's in everything?
Either that, or she just doesn't mind like opening it, like famous Dead Sea Tupperware. For the people who would understand that joke or reference. But yeah, she just looks in it every time, I think, maybe. Anyway, fridges.
I mean, I'm all about reusing containers because we have too much waste in this world.
Yes.
So I get it. I feel like we're talking a lot about, waste and containers for things. We talked about it with Ian's invention with the milk container. Talked about it with bottled waters.
Yep.
That's kind of really what we're talking about here. Is just like be mindful of how much waste you're creating. We live in hell.
Yep. And somehow the responsibility has been bestowed on all of us
Yeah.
to try to find a collective solution rather than anybody telling the producers of the things, hey, produce them in a better way.
Right. Yeah.
Fun times.
So fun. I love it. Louise, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna challenge you. And for our next episode, this challenge is going to be it's so open-ended. And clearly there are so many people who are attempting these things, but and I'm sure that we've talked also about these in the past. We've been doing this show for a really damn long time. And I just really want you to come up with a new kind of social media app.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
We've talked about plenty of these types of things in the past, but it's like, I want to know where your head's at right now because, 7 years ago when we talked about social media apps and, we weren't living in the same kind of world we're living in now.
Right. Okay. And then I'm going to challenge you to, at again, very broad, very unspecific, errands.
Errands. I love
Yep.
it. Sounds good. I can't wait. I also, one of the things that I love about this is seeing where your head is at because clearly, and I know that you must have ran errands earlier today because you went grocery shopping. So I'm always wondering, it's like, ooh, what's Louise thinking about errands?
What's going on in that noodle?
Well, if all y'all out there have any great ideas you want to share with us that you'll never do, give us a call, 304-804-IDEA. Send us an email, greatideapod@gmail.com. We will talk about them on the show, perhaps rather than a Kickstarter invention. But those are also really fun. And Ian Sanders in St. Louis, Missouri, if you're listening, best of luck to you, buddy. I appreciate the ingenuity and can't wait to hear how things are going and what other inventions you come up with next.
A breakfast hero.
A breakfast hero, the warm cereal enthusiast, Ian Sanders. We love you, buddy. Louise, thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Thanks for hanging out with me.
I don't see it happening.